G'day folks, it's Mauro here, a pleasure to be back. Hopefully these are as much fun for you as they are for me. This case is a relatively well-known one. This is Santamaria and Television New Zealand. It's a claim that Mr. Santamaria brings in a really interesting window, and the claim's really a conversation about how full and final is a mediated settlement. As we know, there were some issues to do with Mr. Santamaria's employment with respect to TVNZ and a breakfast television show. They are resolved between the parties by way of a mediated settlement outcome. Now, what's important to note is that those mediated settlements, as many of us would know, are full and final, they're confidential, and they purport to bring to an end all matters between the parties. In this particular case, what Mr. Santamaria is arguing is that between the period of when I signed the document and when the mediator signed off on the document, there were media inquiries and investigation and communication which ultimately were not a safe experience for him. He was still an employee of the organisation. The employer organisation was required to support him during that period. And so there were essentially a series of arguably disadvantages and potential claims arising from that environment, the employer's behaviour in that environment, and the period between the signing by himself and the signing by the mediator. A really interesting technical argument. What effectively gets determined, and I think this is really important, is that a settlement agreement can cover, if the words are clear enough, future claims. And that's exactly what gets determined in this case. That essentially it was all matters to do with the claim, the issues, the circumstances, and indeed the settlement and onwards. And so in the context of his claims, the court are able to say, actually, we think these were contemplated in the document. You did things like agree a public statement, so you must have known questions would come. This would be the answer for those questions, and as a result of that, you have in fact contemplated that in the settlement, and the settlement stands and forbids you from being able to bring these additional claims. Really interesting. It tells us essentially that full and final really does mean full and final. So folks, as always, it's been a genuine pleasure. Thank you very much for joining me on the journey. I'm looking forward to seeing you guys again soon, and I hope you have a great weekend. Cheers.